Right, and so my parent tip kind of ties in with that because I was thinking about school field trips and I was thinking about getting ready for school. And that's one of the biggest things we do when we raise little people is get them ready for that school. We've got 60 months to get it right, and that's a lot of skills that children need to learn in 60 months. So I always thought it might be helpful for parents to understand from an educator's point of view what educators are looking for when they look at a child and decide whether or not they're ready for school. So I might split this up over two of our conversations because there's quite a few things. But I just thought I'd share the broad categories and what school readiness looks like in a young child. Because we see our children and think they're all wonderful and they're all above average, and they are. But of course they can't all be above average because that mathematically doesn't work. But just to, maybe for parents and caregivers to understand what are some of those broad categories. And the first one is what everybody thinks about, and that's cognitive development, right? When you think about school, you think about, you know, language development, early literacy, and basic numeracy, so reading and writing and arithmetic. So, but the ability to communicate effectively, we want to see children who understand instructions. When you tell your child, do this, do this, do this, are they able to follow those directions? That would indicate that they're getting ready for school when they do that. Can they recognize their letters? Understand that the words on the page mean something. D-O-G means dog, you know, has a meaning. That's, the brain has to get to that place to be able to understand that, and develop those pre-reading skills where they're showing some curiosity around the letters and what they mean. And numeracy, same thing. Can they recognize the numbers? Are they starting to count? Do they understand basic mathematical concepts that, you know, if you have this one and this one, they go together, that's 2. So just the basic overall concept. So cognitively, that's what we're looking at for children that are ready to start and be successful in kindergarten. Then the very important social emotional skills. It's so funny because everybody's like, school should be about reading and writing. School also needs to be about learning how to control oneself, because the #1 predictor of success in school has nothing to do with IQ. It's actually about self-regulation. Whether or not you can control yourself and focus on things. So when we're thinking about getting ready for school, we're thinking about how do they interact with peers and adults, sharing, taking turns, cooperation, emotional regulation. I know many adults that could work on this, and some days I can. But managing emotions, understanding and expressing feelings, and developing self-control. That is a lifelong pursuit, but it starts at that age. Can they do that and begin to do that? And then empathy, really understanding and sharing feelings of others, and supporting positive social interactions. So are they able to engage in that kind of work? So those are, I'll come back with some more because there's many more things we look at to determine if a child's ready for school, but I'd put those 3 big ones up front. So cognitive, cognitive and social emotional for sure.
Lots of food for thought for parents right now.
I know, it's so hard. It's a lot you have to do to get little humans ready.
It is, it is. All right, well, Karen, thank you so much for starting off our month with all of this great info.
Well, you're welcome. Thanks for having me.
Of course.